Absolutely, though it is true Oscar had so many first kills with the op that game, so if he can carry that over the Cobblestone, that's going to spell a lot of trouble here for Virtus.Pro, who need this. Granted, whoever loses this series still does have a chance to get the second seed, as they will be playing, I believe, Optic later on this evening, whoever does not come away with this one. So it's not as if it's for elimination, but still, you're doing yourself a favor by getting out with the first seed, of course. Yeah, and you go straight through to the semifinals. So it is a pretty huge matchup here. And VP are going to be starting on the T side. This map, of course, you can get so many rounds from the T's perspective. Lots of areas of the map to try and exploit. Neo's going to be charging straight up mid. Trying to get up in the face, up in the grill of HellRaisers, who get smoked out. So it's going to be Oscar coming through Murder Hole. Neo's going to land the first shot onto Angel, pardon me. And it's going to be Oscar who goes on to Bialy looking for a second frag. And finally, Neo will put him down. 3 on 4, bomb planted for VP, and the smoke is still up on balcony and also on the connector side from doors. So HellRaisers going to have to wait a little while longer before they start to charge on through. Looks like Zero will be bearing the flag to start off with. And now it's just him and Dicko, the two players who are doing such a great job for HellRaisers, both close range to Snax, and he is going to dispatch him. Neo with the last frag, VP pick up the pistol. And Neo gets 4 in that round, so definitely having a huge impact, as they did just kind of storm up the middle slope there and just overpower HellRaisers to put the first round on the board, and that's exactly how they need to open. If ever there was a time to go Virtus plow mode, it's now. As the T side is where you're going to find your rounds on Cobblestone, and that is, of course, the favored side for Virtus.Pro just throughout the entire map pool, so it's the kind of start you want to have. And it's typically a T side when they do start to rev those engines up, when they start to just explode out onto sites. And again, Cobblestone is a map that definitely supports that approach from a T's perspective. You're looking at drop, you're looking at the B platform as well, but VP right now, for the time being, they're going to be lurking around long, just waiting for HellRaisers to push in to the gunfire. There are 4 SMGs in play alongside Neo's AK after picking up those first 4 frags. Angel is there with a 5-7. They're doing some serious damage to Virtus.Pro. Yes, they take the player advantage, but 2 players, both Neo and Taz, just a bullet or 2 away from death. That's going to be a worrying sign. So making it a little bit dangerous here is HellRaisers. As you said, doing a good bit of damage there, taking out Bialy as well. We are going to see Virtus.Pro gathering up over here at the B lobby now with the bomb in the hands of Snax. Just Sticko on the site. Trying to see what he can do here. Does find that headshot on the Pasha, so now it's getting even more dangerous for VP. Especially considering as they don't have a molly anymore, as we're thrown towards the chicken coop. I was going to say to get rid of Sticko's on the back of Statue. They finally picked the frag up though, courtesy of the AK-47 in the hands of Snax. Gonna go for the boost onto Tree. See if they can get some more damage done. Snax has dropped. The last 2 remaining players are extremely low, both sub 10 health, and it's going to be Snax going down next. Bondic with 2 CZ frags, leaves Neo in a 1v2 with the UMP. 24 seconds to go, and he's been picked off. HellRaisers, with their 4-star pistols, will be taking down VP. Almost the worst possible start for the Poles. Yeah, I mean, it's devastating to lose a round like that. You're trying to get the 3-0 start, but the CZs come into play, and Bondic really the key part of that. I believe he had 2 or 3 kills on that round, so really well done by him. And now look at this, they have 4 umps and an M4. Even though they dropped one of the umps for an MP9, that's kind of odd. That was maybe money that did not need to be spent. VP, as expected, will be forcing in, just trying to return the favor onto HellRaisers and break them. Full Tech 9s, full Kevlar, couple smokes, 3 flashes. It is enough to get onto the site with. You expect one of those smokes to land in the face of Oscar, and indeed it will. That forces him to just back away for a little while longer. UMP is rattling off rounds down range. 10 bullets left for Angel, and he is going to convert that into the frag. Pasha goes down. And VP haven't really made a great deal of headway because the bomb's actually been dropped on the bomb site. But it does get picked up, and we'll go across to the site, and we'll get this planted. So at least the bomb plant has came in, but now HellRaisers is in such a good position to start coming through. A team kill from Oscar, and he then goes down. What is happening again? We've seen this before from HellRaisers. Zero in a 1v3. He's going to get picked off, and now it's VP's turn to break HellRaisers. And now you're starting to get to one of those situations where you have a scrappy start. Both these teams force buying up and battling each other to try to get economic control, and now you're going to see HellRaisers. They're not going to skip a beat. They're going to go right back into a force themselves. I mean, we could get into one of those really back and forth type scenarios until someone can string a couple together in a row. and finally break the other and force them to finally save.
This is what I call the economic game of chicken. It's who taps out first. Because both teams are going to continue to force buy until one gets head and shoulders above the other. And you have to feel it in this confrontation. It should always be the terrorists that will be favorites. A much more manageable economy, of course. HellRaisers MP7, pistols alongside it. One HE has just been tossed across from Sticko. Still one in the hands of Bondik. And Sticko goes down. So that's going to start to apply some pressure on this B side. Still 2 players over here from HellRaisers, one of which is the MP7 wielding Zero. Trying to spot something on the box. Peek over the smoke. And now VP are going to start to push his location. And Pasha with an opening headshot. Very well dealt with Zero. Bondik's now going to use that smoke to his advantage, but he will fall prey to the exact same result. Pasha with his 2nd kill and his 3rd kill. Angel now going to be maybe just saving here, because the Deagle and the 5-7 are all really they're going to have in the next round with this Kevlar.
Absolutely. And it's this kind of Pasha playing his long B platform spot, plays that pretty much all the time, and he's be able to pick off those kills far range to kind of deny HellRaisers an opportunity to make anything happen with those pistols in some close range fights. Angel, though, is going to catch Bialy hunting, so he will be able to pick up an ump there. How much more does VP want to commit to chasing these players down and stopping them from saving their guns? It seems like everyone is willing to kind of push out here.
I think of VP, though, they've expended quite a bit of their economy as well in this toing and throwing back and forth. So it's important they don't lose too many more weapons out of this as well. And I think they're respecting that. So all 4 players are just going to sit back. Yeah, you can see their economy. Like they would have still been able to buy up, but it wouldn't have been fantastic if they lost, say, 3 or 4 more weapons out of this round. So respecting HellRaisers' potential with that Deagle and UMP. But now HellRaisers looking like the first team to tap out here and just go for the save.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really irresponsible to keep going for it at this point, so they will go ahead and concede for now, though they do still have that ump and 1 upgraded pistol with armor on Oscar, as well as a Deagle on the Sticko, so they have a little bit of something to work with here, but should be VP getting their 4th round at this point, and so that's you know, great news for them, of course, to be able to get this type of start.
Oh, definitely. After a shaky end to Mirage and a very shaky beginning, they went 7-0 down. It's important they start off well here on Cobblestone if they have any chance of taking it. HellRaisers, in the meanwhile, going to try and put those 2 save weapons to use. 5-7 and UMP. You do hear the headshots landing on Pasha, who's down to 43. Snacks is eating quite a bit of damage himself, but it's going to be Pasha that opens up. Another entry frag for him. And a second. Snacks with the M4 is going to make that work. Oscar, in the meanwhile, with his 5-7, tapping across. Finally, will meet his demise. And here's Bondik, the USP headshot. Lands right between the eyes, and both these players are actually in range of Bondik picking this off. The only problem is he's only got 34 HP to play with. Just chilling out on the rock. And really, all the pressure is on the hands of HellRaisers. VP can just sit back on the site and wait. And wait they shall. The tap's coming up. He didn't realize he'd actually jumped on top of the rock. Now Bondik's going to be looking to push towards the site. Picks up the M4 as well. The time is ticking down ever so quickly, so Pasha can just play the time here and he should be golden. He's going to tickle the bomb, trying to put out Pasha into the open, and there is Pasha to pick up his 3rd. But again, HellRaisers had a UMP and a 5-7, and they very nearly picked off the round.
I mean, in both situations, it's been Pasha who's been the difference maker, getting 3 kills back-to-back for his 6 frags in the half thus far. Just kind of controlling that B platform, allowing VP to put up some rounds. But here's what Oscar's going to have his op. And while he was very dynamic on Mirage, this is the map where he's pretty static. I almost always see him playing these A-halls. So I don't know if VP will have a read on that. And we do see Snacks opening up with the op on VP. Again, it can be Neil, it can be Snacks. They kind of trade off a lot. But this time around, it is going to be him. As I'm assuming Taz and Neil will probably be looking to control the A-halls while Pasha just kind of lurks over here at B. And there's Neo actually finding the first kill on the Angel.
That is huge. That is a crucial kill. Because now it isolates Oscar from the rest of his team. And he may be good for 1 or 2 kills, but you feel he's going to get swarmed any second. Now actually very nearly lands the kill through the wooden panels. And somehow, someway, HellRaisers have dragged this back to a 3-on-3. You thought after Neo's opening pick, it was all but done. Not the case. VP now battling, and Oscar's still alive, and he's still kicking. His 2nd frag will come to fruition. Onto Pasha, who's looking to push up long. The bomb in the hands of Snacks, also going long with the AWP. This next kill could mean everything, and it's going to go the way of VP. Oscar finally has been eviscerated. 50 seconds left now. Sticker on the back of the site. Did just catch a glimpse of Snacks, who was jumping up. All he has to do now is wait. If VP don't check this, he's good for a couple of kills, but he actually goes up a bit prematurely. His teammate has been flashed off. He's going to have to wait until this flashbang wears off. Stick on the meanwhile has got onto the site, but he eats a flashbang as well. Going to start to spray through the smoke. Can't get the frag down. The bomb has been planted. Both the remaining CTs are very low, but still at least alive. Zero comes in. He's going to get picked off. Sticko's good for 1 kill. Is he good for any more? Yes, he is. He picks it up, and he will get this clutch as well. HellRaisers just about surviving by the skin of their teeth.
What a roller coaster ride of a round that was. Neo opens it up, but then Oscar with the op brings it back, and it just goes back and forth up until the very end, up until the 1v1 that Sticko's able to close out. He'll get to defuse. That's a second round here for HellRaisers. These rounds have been so expensive for both teams, really, throughout the half, so you can see them really suffering to be able to rebuy properly. But VP, of course, does have a bit stored up with that bomb plant to get the AKs out in the utility. Not going to have an op this time, of course, but you can see HellRaisers having to rebuy into a lot of FAMAS, so this is going to hurt them a little bit here if they have their economy reset.
That's a very good point. They're still not out of the woods just yet. But VP, the amount of clutches they've conceded in these first 2 maps of, well, potentially only 2 maps if HellRaisers have their way, is extraordinary. And it makes you think, if these clutches didn't go the way of HellRaisers, we'd be looking at a very different matchup right now.
Yeah, definitely HellRaisers' retake success rate has to be just through the roof from what we've seen this game, as we do see VP setting up a lot of players over here towards the B lobby, just leaving 1 player. That's going to be Neo alone over towards the A halls. Again, it is Oscar playing there aggressively with the op, which means his rotate could be far off, which could help VP out taking this B bomb. Says Snacks has already gotten into the drop down room, and the rest are waiting to push long B, led by Pasha. And here comes that split on B.
You seem to think someone was hiding in the smoke. That's not the case. Doesn't get punished though. Well, actually he will finally get punished. Sticko with 2 kills, down to 12. 0 on Bondik. It's looking like a complete clean sweep for HellRaisers. Bjarly is surrounded, outmanned, outgunned, and indeed very much dead. And HellRaisers somehow keep all their weapons alive. So we were talking before about their economy being a bit dodgy, and that's going to do the world a good.
Oh, that helps you out a tremendous amount whenever you're able to just win around clean like that, not have to do any rebind, picking up some AKs even. It's another big round from Sticko. He's had some huge CT rounds throughout this series. Great hold from inside the corner, denying those players and drop down room from getting into the site. Also never really had to worry about the long B pressure. That he's never able to get traded out by Pasha up top. And so now VP are going to have to play it here with just pistols, a couple of flashes on Snacks, but that's going to be it. This is a big opportunity for HellRaisers to win another really clean round and just continue to build up that bank.
Absolutely. And you feel that VP's chances are going to come from the T side as well. Their CT side, I feel, is going to be a bit iffy, to say the least. So they can't afford to throw away too many rounds here. HellRaisers, in the meanwhile, as you say, Dust, have a huge advantage coming through. You can see the equipment value difference. 29K as opposed to 2.2K. And a few $100 being expended through into drop zone. Hasn't yielded any results just yet. They're getting some positional advantages, but they still have to push out onto the site, which is exactly where HellRaisers are waiting, just giving up drop zone for now. As soon as this smoke clears, Bondik may be good for the frag onto Taz. If he peeks his head up too far. Snacks is waiting as well. VP just biding their time, hoping one of these CTs makes a mistake. Here comes the pop flash, actually lands in the face of Taz. That's so awkward, and it's going to cost him and Snacks his life. The botch is real. Bjarly, however, is at least going to alleviate some of that pressure with a headshot onto Bondik with his P250. Picks up the AK. Doesn't have Kevlar, though, so aim punch is going to be a very real issue, and there we go. You saw it firsthand. Couldn't control his spray. Loses his life.
And you couldn't really expect much there from VP. They didn't really have much to work with, but trying to get that drop-down room, which is pretty common on these eco-type rounds, trying to close the distance and get those fights, but Bondik did a great job holding that off from the window. So now HellRaisers has tied the game up at 4-all, but VP back onto a full buy here. No ops are going to be in play this time around, but 5 AKs, and again, they're going to send Pasha to kind of, they're actually going to send Pasha and Snacks over here towards B. And look at this, Oscar, again, always playing over here at the A side. This time he does go towards mid. He does find the kill right away onto Bjarly. So those first kills for Oscar just keep racking up in this series.
Yeah, he had a fantastic spawn to have a quick peek and, well, made it work for himself. And instantly after VP tapping out, ecoing, the worst possible thing is to lose that first player. especially when you consider that utility in terms of smokes is all right, but the rest of it, not too great. Oscar goes out for another frag. Hasn't lost a single point of health as well. 2 clear, clean-cut kills. Taz being flashed. He's going to be the next to fall. Oscar is just putting on a clinical performance with the AWP. All you can do really now is wince for Virtus.Pro because they're just getting battered. The bomb's also been dropped. Oscar's going to get his eyes on that very shortly.
It's been such a treat to watch some of the shots that he and Hin1 have been hitting through this tournament. Just clearly outclassing the other operas in this tournament right now. Just holding the ground. Already 3 kills. Even a chance to ace here, I suppose. Could maybe find this other kill at middle. Pasha, though, way out there. Gonna go hang out in T-spawn, so I assume they're just trying to hold on to these guns at this point. So it's gonna be 5-4 for HellRaisers. Oscar just doing it by himself. First aggressive at mid, then gets back to his long position and just deals some heavy blows to VP. As I mean, this was 4-1 for VP, and now it's been 4 rounds in a row for HellRaisers in response.
Absolutely. And HellRaisers, when they did go for their buy, when they started this comeback, their economy was so low, it could have got a whole lot worse. Could have been getting into nightmare territory. You know, it's a sad state of affairs when the T's try and save with 30 seconds left in the round. Is Bondic going to pre-fire into the van? No, he's not. So Pasha's going to keep his AK going through into the next round. But the rest of his team really don't have too much to play with here.
Not at all. I mean, highest money is going to be 3K there onto Bialy. But you are going to see them force up around this AK, see if they can't make something happen with it. And Pasha has had some moments with that AK on the B platform, being able to pick up some kills into that B bomb site, but it's usually been on rounds where HellRaisers has been, you know, on an eco or something like that. He hasn't really done it on a straight up rifle round just yet. In fact, the one time they've gone there, it's been Sticko who shut him down with the M4, so we'll see if he can do that once more, as you do see him up against the broken wall here. VP definitely want to attack this B bomb site. You see Snacks and company lining up the smokes that they have.
Trying to fend off any pesky boosted CTs with these smokes. Now the charge comes through. Sticko's there. He's fine at this time. There's a first kill trying to transfer a spray. 2 goes down, nearly a third. He's done his job. You'd expect the rest of HellRaisers to clean this up. And indeed they will. Pasha's going to at least try and be a nuisance before falling down. He's getting tagged left, right, and center. Finished off from Oscar. HellRaisers with a 6-4 lead. Looking very good for them right now. VP, though, coming through into this round, will have another bite.
I mean, every time Sticko gets an opportunity, he's getting 2 kills with that M4 over at the B-bomb site. Now he's actually going to pick up a second op. So they're going to make things even more difficult here on VP. As I'm sure Oscar will continue to opt the A side of the map, but now Sticko can have his on the B platform. Begin to deny VP even access to that route to build from, as it will be Snacks again with the op. Everyone heading towards A here for VP. No lurk at B whatsoever, so they're really looking to get control of this, but Oscar's going to get aggressive at the A halls once more. No one is going to peek in those. Seems like everyone wants to head towards that mid slope.
Yeah, Snacks really hasn't done a great deal so far on the map. I mean, he hasn't really had a chance to have too many AWPs, but you can see Pasha's the player that gets tagged up the most. Down to 18 he goes. Taz down to 45. Here come the flashes. On a map where most T-sides go the B site over and over again, VP seemingly happier on the A play. They're getting traded out 3-on-3. Bialy can't move. Well, he will lose his life to the fire that's just ahead of him. And this gives HellRaisers a chance to try and retort back in kind. Bondic shattering the murder hole. Zero up on the back of the site in a good position here. Oh, he misses his chance on Snacks. That could be so costly for the rest of his team. He is still alive, and now the grenades start to rain on in, and Bialy will be going down. Snacks will get the pick onto Bondic. They still want Sticko somewhere at the back of the site, or Zero, pardon me, because Sticko's actually pushing through with the AWP, but he's going to get the kill into Snacks, and VP have conceded yet another one. That's now 6 in a row to HellRaisers.
I mean, I thought they were going to have a great chance, so they actually punished Oscar pretty well, who tried to come out there and directly contest that mid-slope push, and he just got eliminated. But it's again Sticko, another multi-frag round. 2 on the board for him there, helping that retake along. HellRaisers now up 7-4. VP with a player on a Tech 9. Bialy 1-11.
Ouch.
That hurts to see. Hurts to see that.
It does. You always hate to see a player really underperforming, especially when this team is 7-4 behind, because you just feel like if he was at the same level as the rest, then the scorelines could very well be reversed. 1 kill in 11 rounds. mean, that's poor by anyone's standards, and especially by Bialy's. He'll be disappointed with that. Double up setup though for HellRaisers.
Yeah, and they're not gonna have the Molotov to clear Sticko out either. So I mean, he's probably gonna get a free kill in the first player out, especially since they've never used an op at B yet. They probably won't expect it. So this is gonna give HellRaisers that extra element of surprise to be able to win some of these initial duels at the B bomb site. As VP are definitely looking to attack that area. They already have control of the drop-down room with Bialy and company. They should be moving out any moment now.
The thing is as well, with an AWP on B, there's so many different places you can use it. You can go up on the platform, which is what Freeze likes to do a lot. You can sit on the statue, you can go chicken coop, you can even play the off angles as well. But Sticko's going to go down, they don't need a Molotov. A raw entry frag is good. VP with the opening 2 picks, 40 seconds left, they're going to have enough time easily to get this bomb planted. Neo's also going to pick himself up the AWP. We know he can use that weapon. Bondic trying to retake in drop, he gets wrecked from a Snacks point blank range with a Tech 9. And he is hungry for more. Just on 6 HP, but it's worth the repeak. He goes down, probably worried in case a HE found its way towards him, so better to peek and try and take someone down with him. 2-on-3 now, though. Still an AWP in the hands of Oscar. Close range actually calls this. Just Bialy's holding the angle a little bit more acute than he was expecting. And Oscar will just be backing off, so HellRaisers realize this round is all but lost. Oscar will get the frag on the exit, though. Oh my goodness, that was close.
Definitely almost got a couple of door bangs there. But it's VP taking this as another round. Again, it's Pasha. Being able to get that opening kill on the Sticko was massive. Especially since they didn't really have anything to flush him out with that op. So double op actually doesn't really do much for HellRaisers. I don't know if they'll invest into it again. Maybe just put Sticko back onto an M4 as he had a couple of, double kill rounds with it. So,
man, and it's not even like Bialy's in a 1-for-11 sort of scoreline, but he's doing a lot of damage. He's on 40 ADR. Which is, honestly, that's pretty horrendous. Need to be stepping that up. Here comes the play from VP, though, on to B.
Looks like they're speeding it up this time. They're not going to slow work B. They're just going to get right in the face of HellRaisers, but Sticko has that op once more. Neo actually takes down Oscar at the mid-slopes. That's a big kill to get. Gives VP maybe a little bit more options here. They're still going to commit to B. It seems Pasha going to lead the charge, but no, never mind. They are rerouting that bomb back through the halls to middle, so they're going to take that kill that Neo got and try to put it to use at this A bomb site.
Pasha very fortunate to escape with his life on B platform, down to 3. Thought he was going to burn out. Angel, meanwhile, misses the shot. Needed to land at least one, and so does Sticko. 2 opportunities go begging for HellRaisers, and VP will jump on top of that. Bomb will get planted. Round should be theirs. HellRaisers aren't even a contest. Their economy's in no position to throw these weapons away. So save they will do. VP just walk into the site. 2 massive AWP misses. That's all they needed for the round.
Absolutely. I mean, Sticko hasn't done anything with it out the 2 times that he's bought it, but he's had so many good rounds with the M4s. I think he should just go back to that, to be honest. Meanwhile, we actually do see VP starting to get a little bit better of Oscar lately. He's had so many first kills throughout the series, but now you're seeing that round particularly, Neo able to take him out before he's able to do any damage. So you're starting to have some things click for Virtus.Pro. They're starting to get some frags, they're starting to find some openings, and now they're starting to put some rounds on the board. And they're, closing the gap. They might tie this thing up here in the next round as HellRaisers will save this M4 and AK, but outside of that, you got Bondic on very low money. They do have enough to buy up a couple players. Zero can probably drop here, so they still will have a purchase.
Indeed they shall, but they're going to be going through their money very quickly here. We've thrown like 15, 16K. Maybe they'd think about trying to retake that last round with the round starting to run out here on this first half, but it's simply not worth it at this stage of the game. VP, though, breathing down their necks. We know they've got great tenacity. We know the VP can turn it on, the flick of a switch, and suddenly they can become godlike. We saw glimpses of that on Mirage. So we know they have it in their back pocket. Just can they find it? Here comes the boost onto long A. Angel's going to be the player. It seems like VP for the time being are not going to be aggressing through onto the A side, opting for more of a B-centric push.
This is the first time I've seen a player on the B platform for HellRaisers like this. There are some Molotovs, though. There's 5 Molotovs. There's no way they don't clear Sticko out with 1. But he's actually going to push past it all, so it may not matter.
You're using that smoke to his advantage. And there's the molly. Goes behind him, but he's safe. The flashbang afterwards going to land right in his face, but actually clears up, but Pasha's there. I think he actually heard the contact of the flashbang onto Sticko, so just sprayed through that.
Yeah,
Very smartly played.
Gotta believe that's going to be the case here as Pasha comes out on the B platform looking for more and finds it. Pasha's been so successful here. Zero finally silences him, but at what cost? VP are made up, but will they check Angel's location?
Oscar misses the shot. Maybe stabbing the wall out of frustration. This is where Angel's position could come good, but nobody going up through long ace. Angel, he's going to have the opportunity, you have to feel, to wrap himself around the back of VP. Everything could rest on him because now Oscar's fallen down. The call will come through. The bulk of the terrorists have pushed up mid. Now it falls to Angel. One frag looking to transfer a spray. Can't get it down. Goes for the second, but there is Snacks with the AWP. And Angel very nearly played the position perfectly, but the strength in numbers. Right. And VP will take the 14th round.
It was one of the things where the rest of his team folded. If someone else could account with the kill, cause a little bit more of a disturbance, maybe he does pull that one out, but wasn't quite the case. And so VP, they've been able to tie up this game as they were on quite the losing streak, but here at the very end, they've been able to make something of this T side, so that makes them look a little bit better going into the second half, as we'll see if they can actually secure the half here with an 8th round. So we do have HellRaisers, just a couple, 3 from us, that op still on Oscar though, and he's in a new position, being boosted at counter boost. This is definitely unorthodox for him.
Maybe just realizing that playing the more standard rounds has not worked, and that's a hell of a shot onto Bialy. Bomb was dropped as well, but again, it's so much time to play with, and he's going to get the hell out of there anyway. So not a huge deal. Snacks will turn the favor. Catches Sticko as he leaps himself into the air. The last thing he'll do in this round, and indeed on this half. And this is where those 2 saved weapons from a couple rounds ago really comes big for HellRaisers. Without those, you'd be looking at a much worse buy-up right now. Here comes the boost from HellRaisers this time onto the B platform. It's going to be Oscar moving his position. Pasha, we've seen, has been a bit of a beast up on the B platform so far. When Oscar has it within him to just land that one hit, though. Very patient play, though, from HellRaisers.
He actually gets out of there. He doesn't like what he's seeing, or lack of seeing, so he backs off, but Snacks again with another op kill over here towards the A side of the map, and now he's going to be throwing a little bit of a distraction. He even has Neo pressing up into the side, but that bomb still sitting at long B. Look, everyone's rotating for HellRaisers, so while they're getting the kills, maybe setting themselves up better for the retake, it is going to be the bomb going down here at the statue now. And Zero's way off, so this is looking actually pretty good for Virtus.Pro, a nicely done little fake there.
Very much a knee-jerk reaction from HellRaisers, instantly rotating everyone around. The shot actually lands partially through the wall, knocking Oscar down to 61. Fortunate, but the grenades then coming afterwards with the AK headshot from Pasha. And it all falls on Oscar. First kill for him, but now they know exactly where he is. Both sites will be trained. As the smoke connects, Oscar pushing through. And there we go, Pasha takes him down 8-7. VP will lead at half-time, but again, we're in that situation where is 8 rounds enough?
Yeah, I mean, Pasha, though, big player there for VP to get him back into the half, but HellRaisers, they may have done enough there on the CT side, but we will take a quick break for halftime. We'll see you in a few moments.
They definitely do struggle with, so I'm a little bit worried for them, but they managed to bring that back. It was looking like it could completely slip away from them early on Cobblestone, but they managed to just about salvage it, and here we go, Dust, into the second half.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you come out of the first half, you're not really sure who's ahead. I mean, HellRaisers 7 rounds on CT side is not too shabby. 8 rounds not too shabby for T side, though, either. But HellRaisers pouring into this B bomb site with these Tech 9s and other pistols involved, able to find the opening 2 kills, and Spawn's making its way in.
Yeah, some huge frags from HellRaisers, and again, it's so important for the CT's perspective on Cobblestone to get a good start, and that doesn't seem to be the case. Taz and Neo Taz, who was the star player from VP in that first map, has landed himself a big headshot onto Oscar. Now charging their way through, 2 players very low, and suddenly it's a 2-on-2. This is a must-win round for HellRaisers. You can't let this one slip. Neo comes through. He's going to get picked off from the Glock, close range. Sticko connects the dots for 2 frags, and HellRaisers will bring us back to even 8-8.
So great pistol round there from HellRaisers, just wasting no time getting into that B bomb site and getting the bomb down. They are able to convert it. So we will see VP here, of course, picking up some upgraded pistols and armor, trying to see if they can do what HellRaisers did in that first half where they kind of stole around the way early on.
Oh man, Bialy's efficacy, 4.78. RIP. That's brutal. He's got to step his game up. We've discussed this as well, as ADR was severely lacking on that first half. He's a guy that can definitely step things up. 6 of 15, as the observer just highlighted.
Yeah, I mean, again, he actually looked really good on Mirage there towards the end on the CT side. He really helped, VP climb back into the game. They didn't wind up winning it, of course, but he was definitely a big part of it. But on this map, he's definitely been quiet. HellRaisers just making sure they're not going to fall into any type of stack, which there would be correct, as it is 5 men here at B for Virtus.Pro, and the bomb on HellRaisers heading up the middle slope, so it seems like this will all be avoided.
Indeed it will. You can see now, though, that Neo is starting to make a move in. He's going to find out in the worst possible way with a bullet between the eyes what strat is forthcoming from HellRaisers, and there's nothing he can do to stop that. And in this situation, yeah, VP may just think about just saving all 4 of these Kevlars with the pistols. It just gives them a fighting chance in round 18 as well. There's really no hope of getting this site retaken. Just keep them going through. VP will be conceding this, though, so HellRaisers retake the lead.
Yeah, I mean, they can bring these upgraded pistols and head armor into the next round and, pose a similar threat to what they did in this one. Maybe they'll stack better this time or make some type of play, so it's worth carrying over. But it will be HellRaisers taking the lead. Back again.
Indeed it shall. HellRaisers not really giving too much of a chase at this point. Happy enough to just retain these weapons, but we're pretty much going to have a carbon copy of the last round. We're going to see it all again. Curious to see if VP decide to stack on the B site again, or if they try something different. I always like to see that, though, in these kind of rounds. Just try something different. If you play standard with pistols, chances are you're going to get overrun. You're going to lose the round anyway. At least this way, you get to give yourself 2 chances as opposed to just the 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is where, taking a gamble is the wise choice. Trying to give yourself a chance to win the round in a round where you likely won't. We are going to see HellRaisers getting all that utility back, plenty of Molotov smokes and stuff to clear everything out, make sure they don't run into any type of trouble, as it will again be a B bomb site stack here from VP, though there is 1 player over towards A. That's going to be Neo.
Yep. So a slight change. Ooh, Pasha's going to go down. Grenades to the forehead. Not much you can do about that. Angel now going to be charging out of the B platform. Eats a bit of damage, courtesy of Snacks, who's at the back of the statue with his 5-7. His teammate, partner in crime to his left, has been picked off, and so has Bialy. It's gone horribly wrong now for VP. They just keep themselves a 5-7, albeit with the UMP. There's the 5-7, ringing out. Angel will be the player to fall, and now Neo's going to push onto the platform. This is a key frag, and he's actually got it for himself, so an AK-47 now will come across, and Neo got that for completely free. He didn't lose any health. Yeah. This is now doable. He doesn't have Kevlar. Aim points can be an issue, but Taz does. Yeah, and they're going to be pretty quick onto this A bomb, so you can see them all pushing through long B. They're going to be able to get mid up so pretty quickly after this bomb gets planted, so it's going to make their retake opportunity a bit better. They don't have any nades to use to come in here, so it's all going to come down to raw aim for Virtus.Pro. Meanwhile, you do have a Molotov there from Zero, as well as a nade from Sticko, so that could allow them to hold off VP a bit if they can get the information on where they're coming from. And this is a great spot from Sticko. Fantastic spots, as you said. Easy crossfire down from HellRaisers. It was looking a bit precarious towards the end of round 18, but they managed to clean it up. But because of the saved pistols, it is going to be another buy-up from VP, so another threat to navigate through from HellRaisers. It's going to include an AWP.
Yeah, I mean, HellRaisers is a team that's going to be more prone to do those just really immediate 5-man B pushes. It's something that Virtus.Pro didn't really do. Yeah, they did do some aggressive A stuff, but they usually were slower on their approach to the B-bomb site. But a lot of the online games I saw, it was really just HellRaisers just piling up at B and hitting it as quickly as possible. They will give Oscar a chance to do something at middle, though, with the AWP this time around. Just 3 players here inside the B lobby, so they're taking a slower approach.
We saw how Oscar was capable of making very aggressive plays with the AWP on Mirage T side. Cobblestone should afford him even more opportunities. It's that kind of map. So that's definitely a player to watch out for as this game progresses through now into the nitty-gritty stages. VP, after conceding the first map, need to be winning these rounds, especially as they finally have themselves some rifles to play with. Neo has inflicted damage, but Angel bounces back with the headshot. That opens up A nicely. There is a retaliation charge from, I believe that's Taz. He's looking to push around very quickly into mid, holding the close angle. But HellRaisers still have time to play with the mind games. And now, because of Cobblestone is such a vast map, you almost have to go for a 2-2 formation, and that then opens up drop zone to be maybe exploited. But no, HellRaisers is going to be coming through onto the A side. Pioli's position here is pretty solid, but they actually throw the Molotov the opposite side, so are they even going to check this position? If they don't, it could be a cost of a couple lives, and finally, Zero comes in, lands the headshot, and VP really have no hope of retaking this without any grenades, no defuse kits, just an AWP, and an M4 in their hands. Sticko is hungry for kills, going to try and stop the save. Opposite sides of the door, though.
I mean, you could just see how quickly HellRaisers shifted gears there, right? Gathered up at B a lot, but then Angel gets that one frag, and that just kickstarts this heavy A push. You see VP trying to save onto these guns. Pasha does get one frag there onto Oscar, but now he's getting a little bit boxed in, and he will go down, so no gun save. Not much of an economy here for VP. So it's a great chance for HellRaisers to extend that lead to 12 as they have plenty of money to work with.
And this is the nightmare situation for the CTs now. You just had your economy broken. The terrorists starting to gather some speed, heading towards the finish line. HellRaisers will be looking towards a 12-8 lead. VP again, got to feel, what do they have in store on this CT side? Again, very similar to a couple rounds ago. It's going to be a stack on B with Neo, the one-man army over on the A side, and he's just been completely evaporated from grenades. Just destroyed.
Hate to see it, man. Just play at a spot, just taken out right away, not even a chance to do anything. But HellRaisers just making sure that all those corners are cleared out. Don't want to take any type of risk of falling into a trap. Want to win this round convincingly. Keep their economy sharp, as we do see them beginning to gather up a bit over here towards the B lobby. We actually see a mass migration of Virtus.Pro members from the B to the A side of the map. All 4 of them in place now. It is going to be HellRaisers actually moving in the opposite direction now, all out at B at this point. So this round should easily go to HellRaisers at this point.
Yeah, in these kind of scenarios, VP pretty much have to do just that. They have to gamble on one site, stack together. We've only got pistols, 1 USP in play, full head armors. You know that HellRaisers is going to be healthy. This really is the order of the day. Pioli goes in first, he will fall. There will be a buy next round from VP, so I'm curious if they're going to judge these pistols expendable and just try and take a couple weapons away with them. That seems to be the case, as Angel's going to land the headshot, doming Pasha. Looking to push down as well. We'll get the CZ. Actually gets caught while trying to pick it up. Oh, the E-bug.
Oh, man.
Don't you just hate it? I'm assuming that's what happened.
I mean, yeah.
I assume he wasn't just admiring how beautiful the CZ.
No, I don't think so. I think he was trying to grab it, upgrade his pistol, and got punished for it there. It's a small prize for Virtus.Pro. But it is nonetheless a round victory for HellRaisers. They now are going to be up 12-8. I mean, VP aren't going to get a whole lot more chances in this game. They're going to go straight to a double op. So Neo going to have his likely towards the A side, Snacks probably over towards B, though Neo might have a better spawn for B, so maybe they'll kind of swap it out. Now Neo is going to go straight for middle.
Yeah, has a really solid spawn for it. Trying to fight fire with fire, saying, okay, Oscar, you're a pretty solid AWPer. We respect you, but nope, it's not going to work. Neo gets completely and utterly wiped off the map. Bialy actually making a play. Definitely heard footsteps, and the call's probably going to come through. The connector's been lost. And now that just
this
leaves.
A-split. It's so rapid. I mean, they just get right in the drop, right to the A-bomb side. Oscar with that pick, and so the bomb is going to get down here. There's, you know, one player still in position. It's going to be Taz with the M4. He's trying to run in here, maybe catch someone off guard, but everyone else so out of position. Now they're getting cut off by Angel. He's cutting off 2 players from that drop-down room.
Great work from Angel. Bondic as well with a headshot. Taz was in such a precarious position. I mean, he suddenly, out of nowhere, the call would have came through from Neo. By the way, they're pushing A. And he was in long A. They were coming through mid, through connector. Just really nothing you can get done from that position. Snacks going to get a headshot from Sticko. And HellRaisers, again, will keep all 5 players alive. And with going for 2 orbs, that was a heavy commitment in the round from VP.
And that's the difference with HellRaisers. When something happens, when something gets triggered, there's no hesitation. You know, as soon as they see an opportunity, they explode upon it. And I mean, everyone really pitched in there. Oscar obviously with the opening kill. Again, continuing to get these first kills throughout the series, time and time again. And Angel also a really big part of that. I mean, there might have been some hope for VP to retake, but Angel just cuts all them off. This is one of those maps where he becomes kind of a peripheral role player in that room. And those were 2 big kills. And now HellRaisers are 13-8. Virtus.Pro without much to work with. So HellRaisers probably on the express lane to a 14th round.
Yeah, I certainly think so. Taz, the only player to invest in an M4, he had about $7,000 at the start of this round, so just trying to equalize the economy somewhat. You can see there, still has 2.9k to play with, so around the rest of his team. This does give them a bit more firepower, but he's in a pretty precarious position unless he just comes out all guns blazing. 1-for-1 trade, not too terrible all things considered, but still, when you look at the arsenal for HellRaisers as opposed to the VP, I mean, it's just not good enough. They needed much better trade out of that situation. Bjarly, though, headshot with a 5-7 will put some doubts in the back of HellRaisers' mind. And he's just gone one better. The second frag comes in. The bomb is actually moving through right now onto B plant, and he knows this. VP pull off the miracle play, and HellRaisers only took Taz down with them.
We'll see if they can use that to drive them forward. I mean, they had a moment like that in Mirage where they had this crazy retake. It still didn't wind up allowing them to win the map, but that could be the round, right? That could be the one that kickstarts everything. Of course, HellRaisers still plenty of money, even after a buy at 0, still with 11,000 there, so they aren't struggling for cash. But meanwhile, VP, if they get their money reset now, that's HellRaisers setting themselves up to get a quick map point. And again, looks like there's going to be no hesitation from HellRaisers. Lots of smokes and Molotovs going off on long B, but it seems like HellRaisers aren't shy to just pushing through all this here. Any moment now, you see them getting their smokes ready. But there are 4 players in position from VP, so it's just going to be an all-out brawl on this B-bomb fight to decide the round.
Smoke connecting just outside a statue. Sticko gonna try and make the most of this. Oh, look at the amount of ground that he's covered. He's getting right up behind VP. He's gonna execute one player. Oh, Oscar, good guy. Oscar has his teammates back with that HE. Looking so good right now for HellRaisers. Best possible way to dust off the cobwebs after a horrendous previous round. And it's to take this one by force. Neo and Bjarly alive. Nice headshot from Bjarly. Good work. Second player steps up to the plate. That's going to be Angel now. Still on Oscar. In 1v2, the bomb is planted for him. First peek goes down. Looking for the second one. Very nearly gets it, but Bjarly with the headshot. How is this possible from VP? They're going to get to double digits out of nowhere.
That's 2 rounds in a row where it looked like HellRaisers had it, but somehow VP hold on. I mean, when you saw that execute, that was actually pretty unique. I've never seen an entry fragger on B take the route that Sticko did. I mean, he didn't, push towards drop. He didn't go towards the corner. He just zooms through statue to the rock and gets an entry kill, and it's just looking so good for HellRaisers. But there's the retake from VP. Now they're up to 10. They're winning the key rounds, and HellRaisers are starting to run out of money. Yes, they do have a full buy here, but I mean, it's starting to run a little bit dry over there. Meanwhile, VP still does have to worry about a money reset since it did come down to the wire in that round. It came down to a 1v1.
Want to give props to Bjarly as well. He definitely has stood his game up. He's on 6 kills at the end of the first half. Now has doubled that to 12. Getting back closer towards the rest of his team. That's exactly what VP were hoping for. Make no mistake, though, they're still well and truly up against it. They still trail by 3 rounds. Just one mistake could cost them this map, and indeed the match. So they can't afford to lose concentration even for a second.
Not at all. Again, that money is definitely still in a fragile state at this point, so they really need to have that in the back of their minds. We are going to see HellRaisers trying to get control of this mid-room, but it looks like VP's actually going to flash through the smoke here and try to make a play, and Neo will, in fact, pick up 0. He's going to find a second kill as well, so this is working out wonderfully for Virtus.Pro.
Neo, what the actual hell was that? Ninja Neo just destroying fools left, right, and center, and is still alive. Albeit with 38 health, but he will definitely take that. Single-handedly locking down on A. Last 2 players, Oscar and Bondik. Both around long. Oscar desperate for a peek with his AWP. Training his sights there. VP, 30 seconds to hold off. HellRaisers need to start to get a move on. And Oscar is going to take point with the AWP. What a shot that is onto Taz. Didn't even react with a single bullet, I don't think, or at least just the one. Bondik now going to try and push through. Sees the first play. He goes down, and, well, that puts Oscar in a horrible place. They know where he is. 10 seconds, no hope. Can he save the AWP now? Kill goes down, and remember that VP's economy is going to be struggling a tiny bit if they lose a few more weapons here. There's the next one. Oscar's making this.
Does he miss?
Very damaging. What?
Does the man miss? It's just the question I have.
The answer is no.
I feel that's pretty accurate at this point. Yeah, that's a super costly chase there from Virtus.Pro to try to get him away from that op. And with him holding on to it, I think one of the players still had 9K stored up.
Yep.
So there's definitely some dropping that can happen. And so, again, that economy situation is going to come into effect. VP, look at the money that they have. If they get reset,
that's it.
Oh, man, it'd be devastating. But so far, they've been able to stop that from happening. They've won the last few rounds in a row. They're right back into the game. They're 2 rounds away from tying this thing up. It's very similar to Mirage, actually, though the sides are different. It was, you know, HellRaisers, you know, coming up to a commanding lead, but VP finding ways to get back into the game. They won't go down easy. One of the trademarks for this team is that they never just kind of lay down. They're always fighting you.
It may come down to that as well from VP, still being 2 rounds behind. If they don't lose those 3 weapons, it could have bolstered another round for them to get another decent buy up. Maybe that's not going to be an issue, though, if they can just lock down this round. Well, Oscar, that was some stunning work with the AWP.
Again, watching him and Hit 1 throughout this tournament, they've just been hitting some insane shots. Oscar's definitely been the MVP of the tournament so far, I feel like. I mean, Phelps has been up there, too, for Tempo Storm, but the way Oscar's been playing in this series, he's been so pivotal for HellRaisers.
24-14, top fragging by a considerable margin. Nearest player on his team's on 18. That being said, though, VP have gone through a lot of their utility. 35 seconds up, and the explosion onto B starts right here, right now. Pasha is going to be there with Snacks, so a 2-for-2 trade. Nice work, though, from Zero to get a kill before falling. And now the AWP, Snacks has gone down a statue, so that is B pretty much picked up, and Angel and Bondic are going to round it off nicely. And this is where those 3 lost weapons really starts to hurt VP. Their economy is awful.
It's in shambles. I mean, there's really no other way around it. And now it's basically, do you concede and just give HellRaisers map point and play for OT? Or do you try these 2 crazy force buys, which haven't worked for you early in the half when you have attempted them? And you can see that they've elected to take the more conservative approach. They're just going to have a couple of P250s and some USPs, and they're just going to stack a bomb site and hope for the best, as we do see HellRaisers approaching B with 3 members, including the bomb carrier, but they're not committed whatsoever. They do have a player over towards A-Halls and middle as well. And they're just going to be using their nades to try to get some free damage and some information. And I mean, HellRaisers, they're in a perfect position to take this series now. We'll see if there's any fight left in Virtus.Pro, however.
Oh yeah, they are just on the brink of victory. VP with a P250. That's all they really have in this round, other than a P2000 and Taz and USPs and the rest of the team. That's it. No flashes, nothing to pop flash their way in and try and get round the back. The good news for VP is, though, they've stacked all their players on the B side, which is where HellRaisers are looking to aggress. But to be honest, that may not be good enough because the Molotovs are landing down. Snacks has to just back away. He's going to be trying to hold the angle with the USP, see if he can get some headshots, and he does, in fairness, take down Angel. This would be such a rough round to lose. There are more dinks coming, this time onto Sticko, and that's all Neo. The rest of his team has abandoned him. They've all died, and so will he. HellRaisers have 4 match points. I don't think many people would have predicted a 2-0 victory for HellRaisers in this best of 3.
No, I mean, the last lane I think they were at was the MLG qualifiers. They lost to Liquid. Of course, Bondic coming in since then, their first lane with this 5. And so far, they've looked good, taking on Optic yesterday pretty handedly in those last 2 maps. And now they're taking on Virtus.Pro head on. And, I mean, VP, this is their last shot. I mean, again, they still have an opportunity to get the 2nd seed later on this evening against Optic if they were to lose here, but this was their chance to, you know, get straight to the semifinals without having to worry about playing anymore tonight. And it all comes down to this, whether these Mag 7s and these few M4s can make a difference.
See if we're going to get any close range carvings from VP. Neo and Pasha will certainly hope so. 3 players on B. It's going to be Sticko by his lonesome. Oh, that shot nearly landed on him. Not that Snacks would have necessarily known about it. Now he's spotted the head. He definitely knows that someone's there. The question now is, can he get the kill? The answer is no. Sticko with 1, looking good for a 2nd kill as well. Pasha goes down next. Bialy finally will answer back, but 2-for-1 trade. Definitely worthwhile for HellRaisers. VP are hemorrhaging cash. They're hemorrhaging rounds, and Bialy is nearly burning to a crisp at the same time, down to 30. 6 HP. Neo on 33. But it is a 3-on-2, Dust. This is doable now for VP.
It is. And I mean, that bomb's actually still pretty far back here in Angel. Oscar's just looking to see if someone's going to give him a chance on this B platform with the op. And Taz, he'll be the one to do it. So HellRaisers, they do get it back into a 2-on-2. Now Angel's gathering up with him at the B side. But look at this flank from Neo. This could be crucial as Oscar does take down Bialy. Another op shot hit. But if they don't detect Neo here, he still actually could pull this out. But he has such low HP, and he's only on a max 7, so it's going to be difficult, but let's see what he's got.
That's it. If he has an M4, you feel he's got a chance to look at Oscar. He knows this. He's read the script, and he knows the ending. It's HellRaisers taking the 2-0 victory. A VP very nearly battled back on Mirage, but Cobblestone was a bit of a train wreck, in fairness.
Oscar's just an absolute monster with the op, man. I don't know how else to sell it. I don't know how else to phrase it. He was just an absolute beast. And it wasn't just him. Sticko playing very well throughout the series as well. Even Angel, one of the weaker fraggers, was putting in work. I mean, it really was a full team effort from HellRaisers. They just looked like a whole